Good morning, everybody. It is May 12th, 2023. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the DYOR Media Network, on the DYOR Media Network. I used to be able to do that no problem. Let's just rip it right off. I've been practicing some other lines for a rebranding coming up, and it doesn't flow off the tongue as well as it used to. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the DYOR Live. We've been on live with you all week again, bringing you good news and bad news about the crypto world. And we've been bringing you the news, witty commentary by yours truly, and of course, exclusive interviews on these Friday editions. But I have to say, our exclusive interview isn't working this week. Sasha from Poodle Token had another matter he had to take care of. That was a long drive from where he lives, so he wasn't able to make it back for the show today. We will have him on next week or the next group of shows that we go live. Anyway, the Friday show is a wrap-up of what goes on during the week. And as I always say, what an interesting week it's been. It's never a dull week here in crypto. I mean, maybe people said this about the stock markets in the 1920s. Like, wow, this is a crazy week. Never just a calm week. Everything's fine. Everyone's trading their Ford and GM stock and hoping to earn 5% for the year. Everything's great. Nope. That's not how it works in crypto. It's been an interesting week, and we're going to cover that week here. These series of shows, I have to say, have been fun to do here in the mornings. Not a lot of live viewers, but we get a lot on the playbacks later in the day, which is good. And we get to clip a little bit out of each show for social media, which is good also. But I'm still experimenting with the times here. I'm probably going to pick a new time here when I do the show rebrand, and just see what happens here with it. But it's been a good week. It's been a good week because there's been lots of volatility in the market and lots of news in the market. The volatility has been crazy in Bitcoin, and as you can see, anyone that pays attention to the show understands how to look up the price of Bitcoin. But we're trading at 26.3, almost 26.4 right now. As you can see from the chart here, it's been a down week. down. And a couple of the people I follow that do technical analysis, fundamentals of the market, everyone said it was going down, and they were right. Did Tom make any money on this week? Not a dime. Not a dime. When the market's going down, you gotta play the futures markets, and they are risky. So you don't put much money in there. Like I said earlier in the show, this jump up in Bitcoin there. One of these days I'll keep my finger from getting cut off here. That jump up in Bitcoin there, I was stopped out right at the top of that, right there, by a nickel. And that was the consumer price index coming in at 4.9% instead of 5%. And it stopped me out. I swear the exchanges, they have to manipulate that to get the largest tranche possible when there's a big uptick to clear out, to liquidate shorts or liquidate long positions or whatever it is. So I thought, all right, I'll stay out of the market. Immediately tanks on rumors of the U.S. moving its Silk Road Bitcoin, which I might add, $40 billion of market cap. Think about that. $40 billion of market cap was erased in seconds by a tweet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a tweet that was put out by a group that monitors the wallets the U.S. government owns. Mistakenly, I don't know the exact circumstances. There's two different stories about it on the internet. But they got an alert that money was moving in the wallet. And they put that out. And everyone's like, oh my God, the freak out. Then no money moved. Then they're like, oh, it was an incorrect alert. $40 billion. An incorrect alert erases $40 billion from the market cap. It reminds me of a time here in Illinois. I was driving to work, and I listened to where I used to work. It was a long drive, so I listened to 2 different radio stations. One AM radio station for the traffic, and 2 an FM radio station for music and other types of fun talk radio that they were doing. And I'm listening to the FM radio station, drive a little bit. All of a sudden, I realize I'm listening to the AM radio station again. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I click the button to go back to the FM. And I'm like, wait, it is on the FM. But the guy's voice from the AM radio was on. I was like, wait a minute. My radio must be jacked up. Turned it on and off. Everything. Checked all the stations. The same guy on the radio from the AM station was on every station. And what had happened is that a guy down in Springfield, Illinois, was working on the statewide nuclear war alert system. It's left over from the 60s, but they still maintain it. And every metro area in the United States has one media outlet that's designated as the master information station in a national emergency. And WGN Radio was that in Chicago. And so all someone has to do at the national, when they put the nuclear war alert out, press a button, and every media station turns to follow that one station. Well, a guy accidentally hit it when he's maintaining it. It's like, click. Suddenly, Spike O'Dell from WGN Radio was on every TV station, and just his voice on the TV stations, but on every radio station. It was pretty funny listening to it. Guys like this, oops, sorry. Anyway, same thing with this. These people like, oops, sorry. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of positions got cleared out. I mean, obviously, the CPI index cleared me out. But then, as it went up, people also put in other positions. They're like, oh, more good news. So, and then it dropped. Longs got cleared out. A lot of money disappeared or ended up in other people's hands because of that. Welcome, Jake Wright, to the show. Thank you very much for joining in. Appreciate it. Yes, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff happens in crypto. If you've got a story, just drop it on the line. Happy to listen to it. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that tunes in on the live show and comments. Makes it for a better conversation. If you got any questions, Jake, just drop them in the comments thing, and I'll answer them. Either correctly, or incorrectly, or I'll go find the answer. But anyway, I digress. So, in other words, the one tweet, and I had an article teed up about it here somewhere on the news. Let's see, this one, no. No, I don't have it. This one, I kept this article up here. This one here. About Ukraine is tracking Russia's crypto moves thanks to the IRS training. It's a topic I bring up a lot on this show. It's not part of the normal conversation here this week, but it's a topic I bring up quite frequently on the show. I should say periodically, but I reinforce it. And that is, if you think that not paying your taxes on crypto is something you're going to get away with, you are sadly mistaken. A while ago, I reported on an article about the U.S. government's master procurement site called SAM, System for Award Management, otherwise known as FedBizOps, had a thing out there on it to procure chain analysis software for the IRS. And they basically went, instead of just trying to figure everything out themselves, they went to all these companies that are now offering chain analysis and said, all right, we want to be able to, if we give you a wallet address, we want to be able to track it down. And so they're doing that. And the IRS has so many licenses now for chain analysis itself and other software packages that they're able to donate extra ones to the Ukrainians to track down Russia's crypto movements within their country. That means they've got millions of these licenses, or however many they need to do it, to track down what you're not reporting on your taxes. And so it's not just, and I might add that it says the IRS Criminal Investigative Division, and you don't want to get in the crosshairs of the IRS Criminal Investigative Division. They have the law on their side, and they have court decisions on their side, and all you got to do is pay your taxes, and you stay out of their stay out of their crosshairs. But anyway, so I wanted to reinforce that since tax season just finished up, and a lot of people with crypto file for a late return extension, that type of stuff, because they can't figure it out. But make sure you pay. Even if you can't figure it out exactly, put the best you can and pay your taxes. And on that little box on the thing, it says, do you own crypto? You say yes. If you only invested in an exchange that has ETFs, it doesn't actually, and you can't transfer the crypto in and out, it's just an exchange traded fund, that's not crypto. You'll get a 1099 from that exchange or that group. So you don't have to say you own crypto, because you don't if you just own an ETF. But if you're able to move the crypto in and out of it, like Robinhood used to be not like that. They used to just have a fund that you never really owned the crypto. Then they switched. Now you can, it's your crypto, it's your keys if you transfer it out. Got to pay those taxes, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that was one of my digressions. All right, Jake Wright asks, will a proposed Bank of Canada coin mess with crypto? No, I don't think so. As you may know, Jake, I am here in Ottawa, Canada, just down the street from the Bank of Canada, as a matter of fact. But I don't think it will. What it will mess with is the lending markets. The central bank digital coins, first of all, have a big unknown factor on them. I mean, every policy, every product you put out, everyone says, "Oh, this is how it's gonna work," and people are yes, no, yes, no. What really happens is the market decides what's going to happen with it after that, and people come up with new ways of using it, just like Bitcoin and ordinals. Bitcoin's been around 15 years. Nobody saw this ordinals coming and BRC20 tokens and things like that, and it's exploding right now. And the same thing with central bank digital coins. It won't be known how it affects the market. But this is the common principle I keep telling everybody about central bank digital coins. Imagine having, instead of BUSD or Tether or USDC or whatever, you have a token, coin, stable coin, whatever, that's guaranteed by your government. Like if it's a US CBDC, that's actually hard to say in the morning. If it's a US coin, it's guaranteed by the Fed and the US government credit. Guaranteed by the United States Constitution. And if it's in the Bank of Canada, I don't know actually how they do that, but it's guaranteed by the Bank of Canada and the government of Canada to be worth, $1 in fiat. And it's instantly available. And so if you have that, you can use it for anything, to back anything, and it's guaranteed. The credit is good. You don't have to look at BUSD or BNB and watch the price go up and down and have the price of your project go up and down. But here's the important point about lending. It'll revolutionize the lending markets because you have a guaranteed asset and the guaranteed value of it. So once tokenization starts, and it's starting already, like for example, say you have a car, and you own the car, it's worth $20,000. You own it outright. And you're like, man, I need 10 grand to pay for my son's college this year. You go to the bank, you fill out a bank form, get the money, they investigate your credit, they inspect your car, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, market, blah, blah, blah. We'll give you $7,000 for it. And you're like, oh. And they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. Takes for a while. It takes a week or longer, whatever. You can go for, car titles for cash places, and then they kill you on the interest rates for that. But if you have if you're able to tokenize the ownership of that car, which is coming, you have something that's instantly lendable. You can literally, if you, in your wallet is the title to your car and it's backed by CDBC, you can go in one transaction, and the length of time it takes a block to be processed by whatever chain you're using, you can have a loan on your car. It's that simple. I mean, that's how the DeFi lending world works now. And it's fantastic. I mean, it'll revolutionize that. So That's one of the things you got to think about when thinking about the central bank digital coins. Is you got to think, how will the market interpret this if there is a guaranteed asset that won't fluctuate in price? Well, it might if the Bank of Canada screws things up, but we're hoping that doesn't happen. I hope that somewhat answers your question. But just also when think about in how government works. Anytime that government has a product or something, unless it's unless there's a law saying you have to use this, you can only use this. We've monopolized this. You have to use it. The market always develops other things that quickly get to be better and have more features and spin off and fork this and fork that. But going back to the base idea that central bank digital coin would be fully backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. Constitution or the Canadian, whatever the hell you want to call this mess we have up here in Ottawa, that got to think 1, 2, 3 iterations of product down the road. So I'll give you one big fat. It remains to be seen. Thanks for that question. I appreciate it. For those of you that want to participate, please drop a question in the comment section. We also have voice questions going on in our Telegram. Thank you to those that are listening in that. Appreciate it. We're going to do a quick check of... Doing a quick check of the other socials, and welcome to everybody joining us on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us. I started the LinkedIn feed about 20 minutes into the show here today because I had some topics that were not really part of the LinkedIn crowd here. But thank you for joining us. On the thumbnail and description, we have talking about the Poodle token, and Poodle Exchange would be joining us for an interview. That's not going to happen. They had to delay that. So our schedule got a little messed up today. So we're going to go to the week in review here in a minute. Just a minute. But like I said, if anyone's got any questions, let me know. But right now, word from our sponsor.
Let me take a moment to pay the bills here and talk a little bit more about our sponsor, Audit Chain. Most of you know that crypto exchanges have been taking a beating about transparency, and many groups out there are trying to solve that. But Audit Chain has already done that. Audit Chain's protocols and network of validators can mathematically prove that a company's entire financial state, not just proof of reserves, but a proof of state, and whether or not that company is providing accurate reporting and information to the respective government regulators and to the public. Seriously, you and I can check crypto companies and traditional companies' financial reports for transparency and accuracy using a logic and reasoning engine called Poodl that records its output where? On the blockchain. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain technology is now able to be used to check on traditional companies. Behind me is a list of companies that comprise the S&P 500, S&P 100. In essence, the largest U.S. companies by size. More than one quarter, 29 out of 100, have problems with their reports. Remember, accounting and other corporate systems are garbage in and garbage out. So if there are problems with the data out for these companies, in red here, what does that mean? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There are problems with the data going in. And this was figured out not by accounting or auditing firms and fleets of consultants. This was compiled and reported on by Audit Chain's Poodl validating nodes and took only 5 minutes. It's revolutionary and it's a disruptor technology. Audit Chain.
I was on mute. Wonderful. Like I said, thanks to Audit Chain for sponsoring us. I really appreciate their partnership with us for DYOR Live and Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. I have to say that Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked hasn't been on. That doesn't mean I'm not warehousing a lot of content for it as the carnage continues out there in the great crypto world. The rug pulls, there's pretty much not any honeypots anymore, but plenty of rug pulls. A lot more sophisticated ones now. The Ponzi schemes are still going like crazy. The Ponzi schemes have kind of stopped going around the U.S. and stuff like that in Western Europe, but the people still coming in Eastern Europe and in the stands, as we say, they're really getting them. Just because the knowledge base in crypto is a little slower on the uptake, and because of monetary issues in certain countries, people have never had experience in crypto or moving into crypto. And then they hear about these great projects, and they get wrecked. Anyway, but what a week it's been. Like I said, what a week it's been out here. We had shows this week talking about meme coins and the meme coin revenge, as I call it. That was Monday meme coin. As you know, I'm not a fan of meme coins, but it drove the market this week, or I should say last week. On Tuesday, we talked about Coinbase versus the SEC, and the Coinbase asking the court for a writ of mandamus. I don't actually know how to pronounce that correctly. I think it's just 2 syllables. Mandamus. That would be 3. Whatever. And asking the court to force the SEC to do their job. They're working through that. I'll talk about that more in a minute. And of course, something that I learned recently is that banks do use the blockchain and internally within their company and also outside internal, and they use the blockchains. And of course, yesterday on Thursdays we talked about Bitcoin. Our topics: Bitcoin and baseball. And I tried my best to be compliant with Major League Baseball's rules for showing their stuff here. Still got a copyright claim, so about middle part of the show is getting trimmed out. Anyway, yeah, I failed in that. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm figures it out, but they were successful. I showed it in a little window, no sound, blurry. Still got it. Copyright claim. Anyway, Major League Baseball, I'm trimming that out. Of course, thought it was fair use. When you're playing with major sports organizations, there is no fair use. There's no fair. You know what else isn't fair? When my camera shuts off. Probably heard me complain all week about the firmware in my camera. Update didn't work so well. Now it only stays on for 30 minutes at a time. Trying to fix it. Anyway, and then today is the weekly wrap-up show. We were supposed to have Poodle token on that. Sasha, I hope the things you need to take care of at home are fine. We'll see you on the show another day. But meme coin revenge, I got to tell you, if anyone's out there listening, let's talk about the meme coin mess this week. Let's see. Let me find my charts here. Let's see, what is Bitcoin doing now? Oh, it's up a little bit today. Let's go to Pepe. Pepe, the meme coin. Pepe is following one big, long, falling wedge. And as I tell everybody, it's difficult to do technical analysis on meme coins. It really is. You gotta. If you were interested in technical analysis, watch the Crypto Lifer show that comes on after my show. It comes on at 10 o'clock Eastern time. He is a technical analysis expert. Goes over these things, and even he at some points like, well, it's a meme coin, so you don't know what's going to happen. But I had a lot of people commenting back when before this drew out like this, the lines converged right about here, and so they're like, oh, there's going to be a breakout. It's a falling wedge. It's a typical sign. 90% of the time it breaks upward. Yada yada yada. I'm like, the meme coin. And if we recall the story of Pepe, it launched, didn't do much at all, just kind of hung out here. And its gains are so spectacular that this is like what Bitcoin was in 2021. But this is a massive amount of gains here. When we expand the chart, it's a from here to here is a 15x. Well, you can't see that, but from way down here to here to here is a 15 or 20x. 082. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 150x. Right, and so when we bring that down and bring in the rest of the chart, you can see that it goes up to about 1,000x. And you know what that means? That means that people have a lot of money, and that means that money's coming out. The good thing that Pepe did, as I explained on Monday, was that, let me rephrase that, the bad thing, it's bad, is that the owners of the company blacklisted a ton of huge whale wallets, and then they renounced the contract. So those whale wallets were dead, which is basically theft. So we're not going to talk about that being good. But what resulted was a chart that had a huge amount of FOMO and really no major sell pressure. So it exploded. And that's like if you remember when SafeMoon exploded a long time ago. They didn't have any sell pressure because people didn't know to sell. People were FOMOing it in. It was just going up, it's going up, it's going up. And people didn't have the Jeet experience. They didn't know that, hey, a whale is going to sell. They didn't even know what a whale was. They're just, hey, it's still going up. I remember driving to Florida and the value of my SafeMoon going up, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. And then I remember sitting at dinner, Florida, watching it go from 50,000 back to 10,000. Like, but anyway, I digress. So since there's no sell pressure on it, the money didn't come out of it quickly. But people made a lot of money, so it is coming out of the project. And since it has no utility, no outside influence bringing it money in, the money's going to come out of it. Unless they get some super hype group like Wall Street Bets or something like that. The Pepe guys did a great job with hype, that's for sure. That's Mrs. Striking dancing around the kitchen again. Good morning, babe. But anyway, so it's not going to, while it's following this falling wedge right here, there's only a 1% chance it's going to break out and do, some sort of, might break out a little and do a moon or a mini moon, little crescent moon or something like that. But really what's going to happen is the money's going to slowly just come out of it and Pepe will eventually die. It does have a lot of interest because it's on all the exchanges. But as soon as you can see here, the volume, you can't see that. The volume here is starting to come down a lot. And once the volume comes down, the exchanges will stop trading it. And once the exchanges stop trading it, the party's over for it. But let's see. What are the other ones that we were following? We were following Turbo. Not Turbo. Another project that just went absolutely bonkers and people made a shit ton of money. Pardon my French. And that's following the same pattern here. You can see that the money came out of the project as well. And as well, this is almost the exact of the DYOR contract. Almost exact. Including here the little mini pump here when people said, oh, it's low and sell pressure is off. And then as soon as it went up again, people that still had bags are like, I'm out of here. And it's done. So Turbo's done. What else were you following? Newt. She turned me into a newt. Let's see. It would be this one. Oh, yeah, this one's down a lot. A thin liquidity pool on this one, I think. Is it? I can't tell. I made that go away. Where is that button? Anyway, Newt went also from I can't even see the price. Dropped 3 zeros, went up 1,000%, and that's obviously from the launch. Very few people got 1,000%, except the owners of it. And most of the people, they FOMO'd in right here, and they got a nice at least a nice 50, 75x. People got in here, got a 10x. Once again, you can't see this. People that got in here got like a 10x. People got in way down there at the beginning, got 100x, 150x, but probably only a few wallets did that, which puts enormous sell pressure on it, because then the owners are like, hey, I did this. I want my money. I'm out of here. And let's see. The Sui was really popular for a while this week. Let's see where they ended up. Let's see. Sui, WBNB, Sui Network. Not sure I'm going to get the right one on this one. Yeah, that's not it. Anyway, they're down. Let's check to get an idea of this. Let's go to the crypto bubbles. Where did I put them? There they are. Luna Classic, the big this is a head scratcher, ladies and gentlemen. This is the past hour. Hex has been quite volatile lately, with the obviously neither of these are meme coins. But in the past 24 hours, Hex is down 23%. Pepe down 20%, or 18.2%. Oof, ouch. The big ones. This crypto bubbles gives you an easy one here. Bitcoin down 10% in the past week. Here it's the thing I have selected up there says market cap plus week, so it's the top market cap ones. If you scroll down on the page, it just gives you the listing of it, which you can see. But the visualization is pretty cool. Let's see, XRP down 7. XRP, kind of hear some good news about them. Even with USDC here, runs off the end of the screen. You can't see it. Anyway, I digress. The meme coin revenge, meme coin mayhem, meme coin massacre. It happened, and I told you so. But I got to tell you that the one of the things that the meme coin craze this week last week was it paid the Bitcoin and Ethereum miners and validators. I think they sit in the past. I don't know. I think the amount of money that the miners are getting paid went up by 50x. It went up to it went up to $17 million. I think for the busiest day that they had, and it's normally a few $100,000, and that's the money they pay to secure the blockchain. All the miners and then Ethereum, all the validators, crunching those numbers and making sure everything's fine. And times have been lean. Times have been lean for them. But now that they had a nice day there, as they said, they had a nice spring. They made a little money on that. But so the downside of that is that the transactional costs on Bitcoin and Ethereum went through the roof. They went absolutely through the roof. And that's not good. That limits the volume. Means if the volume went crazy on those markets, if the gas price was the same all the time, the volume would have been much higher. And someone on LinkedIn did a calculation of the what if and the relationship between gas price and the amount of people that don't trade because of gas price is a lot. After a certain amount of dollars, the gas price really doesn't matter to you unless Ethereum's getting nuts. Then you're like, it costs. If it costs an Ethereum to trade in Ethereum, the Doesn't seem right. But when the costs get high, what it does is it affects the largest population segment of the crypto world, and that is basically men in their 20s in Asia and in India. There's millions. There's 100 million, 200 million men in that age group who all trade what little money they have, which is a lot of money in their home. Like a month's salary in India is $500 for a lot of these guys, and they'll put $50 into crypto. And if it's on Matic or if it's on BSC, and there's just a few cents for the transaction, $50 you can trade, and you can $50, and if it goes up to $75, that's a lot of money. That's a week's worth of food for your family. That's a big deal. It's absolutely a big deal. But if you're going to trade $50 on a contract that's Ethereum based, and it's $25 to make that trade, that's a problem. That it's eliminated. People aren't going to do it. They're like, I'm not paying half. It's like going to the ATM and saying I want to take out $100, and it says this ATM takes a $50 fee. I mean, you're already struggling with the $2 or $3 fee. You're like, I don't like that, but I really need the cash. Imagine if it said $50. You going to do that? No, you can hit cancel. So it's eliminating, when there's high fees like that, it's eliminating a big demographic out of crypto from trading. And that's not good. It's not good at all. We all know there are other blockchains, that don't suffer this problem. Matic doesn't suffer this problem. BSC doesn't suffer. I mean, it does to some extent, but it goes from 2 cents to $1 maybe. It doesn't go to $1,000 or anything like that. So eliminating that problem, or that whole demographic, is a problem for crypto. And they just wait for the gas to come down. But when the gas price is high, and imagine if you're an 18-year-old and you took $50 of the family's money, turned it into $100, and you're like, man, mama comes and says, we need to buy food. You need to take that money out. But Ethereum, you bought it when the Ethereum gas was cheap, and now it's expensive, and they're like, I need the food. And they're like, or I need the money. And like, but I can't. The gas cost is too much. Mom says we need the food, so you sell it and you take a 50% hit just paying the gas fee. No fair. Flag. Not fair. Anyway, that was a meme coin revenge. They hammered everybody. I wish this crypto bubble had a just meme coin one. That would be great. Let's see if we can. Where did my mouse go? Go back to the day here. Too much red. Too much red. All right, so let's go back to Tuesday's show, which was Coinbase versus the SEC in the, as they say, the writ of mandamus. Let's see if we can find the Coinbase article. We'll go to CoinDesk to find a Coinbase. Like I said, we're since we didn't have Poodle Token, we're doing a little extended talking today. I'll take questions and answers, but ultimately we're going to lead into the Crypto Lifer show, which starts at 10 a.m. here Eastern Standard Time. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. I knew I remembered I had something to talk about. So we talked about Coinbase and the SEC. I gotta find this. I just gotta find it. And how the SEC has been completely unclear on its guidance for crypto. Is it a security? Is it not security? Which types? If the SEC had said none of it's a security or all of it's a security, that's fine. But what the SEC has done is they said, well, Bitcoin is not, and these guys are. We're unsure about those. And then they were going to issue a definition of it, and then they pulled it back. Coinbase said, that's it. We can't do this. There is a legal remedy within the United States and in Old English law. My show on Tuesday was hear ye, a writ of mandamus has been issued. It's not been issued, but the court, Coinbase is asking the courts to force the SEC to respond to their questions and make a decision, basically to do their job and not kind of create their own job, their own rules, but to follow the rules that were given to them. Let me find. Let's see. God, these MEV bots. MEV bot spam is it's unbelievable. It's almost like I don't want to mute the word on Twitter MEV, but I'm gonna have to. Okay, here it is. Let me bring this over on here. I'll just have the great tweeter for this. Of course, you can't see it that well, but let me try and blow this up here. The SEC has written an amicus brief, and amicus brief literally means friend of the court here, on the side of Coinbase, saying we support Coinbase, and the SEC is in the wrong for this court decision. And a lot of people don't understand this, but in the federal court system, they will take outside parties who file pertinent on topic. We'll just call them amicus briefs. They'll give their opinion of it and point out things to make sure that the justices understand it. The justices don't read all these things, but they have their clerks go through things and say, "Yeah, these topics are relevant. Hey, boss, you should look into this," and that type of stuff. And then, the courts do their thing. I don't know exactly how that works for sure, but anyway, it does make a difference sometimes. But what the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is a big organization, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is a massive organization that represents all the businesses in the United States, all the Chamber of Commerce's local ones. Every city's got a local Chamber of Commerce. They have a lot of money for lobbying, and they're very influential in the legislative process. What they came out and said, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce just filed a brief in the Coinbase versus SEC case, calling out the SEC for acting unlawfully in the digital asset space. They didn't just say, "Yeah, Coinbase is right, the SEC has been screwing things up." They said they've acted unlawfully. And unlawfully in the financial world means criminally. U.S. Chamber of Commerce is a highly influential organization representing companies in all industries, not just crypto. The brief opens with, "As it stands today, nobody knows for certain which digital assets, if any, are securities under federal law." The chamber makes three arguments. The regulatory uncertainty is killing innovation in the U.S. It's absolutely true. It's still going on. Trust me, the U.S. is a big place for innovation, especially in crypto. But people are moving to Switzerland. They're moving to Dubai. They're moving to places where the rules are fair. Two, the SEC is destabilizing the digital asset regulatory environment. Absolutely true. And the SEC is violating constitutional due process and fair notice rights. And the number four, the chamber declares the SEC's actions are not just harmful policy. They are unlawful. They are unlawful. The SEC's approach abridges regulated parties. The SEC's approach abridges regulated parties' right to fair notice and the public's right to notice and comment. The SEC's actions are not just harmful policy. They are unlawful, and the consequences of the SEC's continued delay are severe for that reason, too. Basically, what they're saying is that the SEC is violating every rule known to the U.S. government and to mankind about when an agency is going to change any rules. They have to give public notice. They can't just do it arbitrarily. So the bottom line that Meta Law Man says is, the court will give these arguments advanced by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce serious attention, and the largest and most influential business organization in the U.S. has just declared it stands with crypto. You can read the full brief here. This is a typical court document, and it's we'll just say it's not even that long. Not gonna go over that. Just search for it, you'll find it. If you're looking for it. Let's see what the people. Let's see what the Twitter comments are. They should be good. Twitter comments. Of course, the XRP people jump on this. Guy points. This is a good thing. Gary, meaning Gary Gensler, the commissioner of the SEC, the chairman of the SEC, whatever you want to call him, has won a few battles shaking down the crypto companies for millions. It's absolutely true. He shakes them down, they pay, and they get to use that money to budget to fund their organization, saying he's about to lose the war. Zero latency manifestation says, especially, I can bring these on the screen. I forgot all about that. Did it work? Ooh, it did, but that's very small type. Let's see. Just this guy just comes out, says, they at the SEC are awful and apparently also unlawful. Damage to good, highly profitable businesses and jobs in the U.S. are again going overseas. Absolutely true. If you listen to the crypto recruiters on LinkedIn, talk about how the hiring, while still going on in the crypto and blockchain world, is actually in the crypto world, it's very, very low. Blockchain, which is different than crypto. Blockchain is the highway. Crypto is just one of the vehicles on the highway. They're hiring a lot of designers and engineers and all that for blockchain work. But the crypto companies in Switzerland and in the UAE, hiring like crazy. Guy says, the chamber must be following you on Twitter. Let's see. Jeremy, thank you for posting that review. Guy posts... Quick question. The SEC has to respond by court order to Coinbase about how it applies its securities laws in 10 days. If the SEC does provide the how before judgment, can Ripple file and use the how to bolster its case? I am not a lawyer, but I'm going to tell you, you're damn right they can. Yeah. Yes, you're damn right they can. One of the areas of expertise I do not have is securities litigation. I have a lot of useless facts packed up in this head over 54 years of learning stuff. But I guess that'd be in my 6th decade. 6 decades of learning things. Securities litigation is not one of them. Not at all. But from following these types of things, when an official organization says, yes, these are the things that we're doing and how we do them and why and all that, and there's lawsuits based on that, and then they come over here, let me rephrase it, use this hand and say, oh, we're doing things like this and yada, yada, yada. And the people over here in the lawsuit go, hey, let's take that information and use it. So yes, Dark Truth, I think the answer is yes, that the XRP people are sitting here like this. Like Mr. Burns, excellent. Actually, you know what? Gary Gensler is Mr. Burns. Not only does he make decisions like Mr. Burns, release the hounds. He looks like him too. They shouldn't bring in people's looks to things like that. But Mr. Burns is a unique character, and Gary Gensler is also the guy that runs the National Basketball Association. It's like they're all a family. Excellent. Oh, let's that I've spoken about that. Let's go check the socials really quickly and see what I'm missing on the great social media things. Oh, let's see. Everybody on LinkedIn, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone, thanks for watching. Failed to post comment. Why it does that, I'll never know. Let's copy a link to the video. Just trying to spread the word on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn, they must have hired Elon. Let's see. Let me make sure there's no. They must have hired Elon to do their IT. Oh, failed to comment also. All right. Well, won't be commenting on LinkedIn. No, but thank you to the listeners or watchers over there. Let's see. Here we have. This is interesting. I'm on Twitch, but something doesn't seem right here. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching on Twitch. Appreciate it. Oh, I still have that question up. What else is going on the great Twitter? Now that I'm able to bring Twitter comments up. Oh, I see. One of my crypto creator cohorts here. Luckside says, was this an 8-hour countdown for the snapshot to the private fork? Everyone's waiting for Pulse Chain to launch. And Luckside saw Richard Hart's tweet saying, I'm going to have 8 hours of sleep, I think, tonight. People are saying, hopefully it's a countdown to the snapshot. If you know what that means, you'll understand. If you don't, I'm not going to take the time to explain it here. There's 1,000 videos on the Pulse Chain. I can't possibly try to explain the weirdness, the strangeness that goes on with that. Cannot do it. All right, give me a second to bring up Crypto Lifer's live stream. Lifer's comments today. If you can see the little screen up here in the corner, Bitcoin is dead. That's his theme. Lifer's team has been coming up with some great graphics. Great graphics. And he puts those out there to give you a little tease of what he's going to talk about. But as we all know, if you've listened to him, you know that his opinion is that Bitcoin is not dead, and that Bitcoin will be a stalwart of the financial industry for a long time to come. Let's quickly go back and look at the other. Once again, thank you to everybody on Twitch for watching. Appreciate it. Another copyright claim. I get the intro to our show copyright claimed all the time, even though I've paid a license for it. Wonderful. Bitcoin doing a little up today. It's nice. If you went long this morning, you would make a few dollars on it. That's good. Anyway, so on Thursday's show, we talked about Bitcoin and baseball. We went over kind of the biggest thing in Bitcoin right now, and what's driving the huge cost of stuff is the ordinals. Many of you know that someone figured out how to inscribe data in Bitcoin is minted in satoshis. There's a million satoshis in every Bitcoin or whatever. And since there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins, there's a lot of satoshis. 21 million times a million is a lot. And so a whole industry's developed around that. And because people are now basically paying, I think when the transaction fees were as high as they were, about $600 per byte and I don't know how many bytes you can put in an ordinal, but it was a lot. It's down significantly now, back to somewhat normal ranges. Bitcoin is having a little pump there, but the ordinal craze drove the traffic up. But what a lot of people don't know about is the layer 2 Bitcoin network called Lightning. In Lightning, you can send Satoshis back and forth to people for essentially free. No, for free. I don't know how it's done. You send someone a million. I don't know how many Satoshis in a Bitcoin. I'll look that up. Someone can comment and tell me. But you can send someone, say you're listening to someone's podcast and they say, tip us via Satoshis. Lightning Network, you can just fire up your Bitcoin wallet or your Lightning wallet, send them a couple 100,000 sats, and it's instant and free. There's no delay and there's no cost. And I mean, how that happens. And so people are starting to use it in place of sending people Bitcoin. A lot of countries, Venezuela, Turkey, Argentina, Nigeria, all have had currency crises this year, and their currency crises have led to people moving into the crypto markets. And so when you hear people say, this is not a good hedge against inflation, that proved to be false. Well, in the U.S., inflation never really got bad. People like 7% inflation. Oh, my God, going to have a recession. In Argentina, it's 100% inflation. Think of that, 100% inflation per year. And so basically what happens once inflation gets like that, as soon as people get paid, they immediately convert it to a foreign currency, to U.S. dollars or to anything that's not inflationary. The black market in Argentina for converting the Argentina, I can't remember what it's called, to the U.S. dollar far exceeded the official rate, just because of the lack of enough U.S. dollars in the country. But it's not like that with crypto. You know exactly what's going on. So people are immediately transferring their stuff into Bitcoin and paying each other. In Turkey and in Nigeria, people were using Bitcoin. And I got to pay, and turn $25 payments into Bitcoin, 0.000, blah, 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 and figure it out. But Lightning makes that so much easier because it's a whole number. It's not that, and there's no transaction costs because people were paying $25 for something, being charged $5 for something. Doesn't work. But the Lightning Network, we talked about that and how that eases that pain. If you're not into the Lightning Network, download wallets of Satoshi or Iris. I guess I use... I'm sorry, Iris is for Nostr, and Nostr is people exchange payments for content using the Lightning Network. But there's lots of Lightning Network wallets out there now. If you're on Apple, there's a couple good ones out there. If you're on Android, there's a couple good ones. Not a lot of... Since it's so new, not allowed to do both at this time. And to those of you watching from the DYOR project, like I've been saying all week, this is the last week. I think I've been saying day, but I meant week. This is the last week I'm going to be broadcasting in the DYOR project's room. I thank everybody for over time listening there, but the listener base is just not enough in that room anymore. So going along with the show's rebranding, I'm going to be sharing the love amongst other Telegram rooms that are more kind of lounge-oriented, that need a little entertainment, a little talk show in the morning. Hopefully to spur the conversation, have more of a two-way conversation, have topics be addressed, and including putting in some effort to get some panel discussions and a couple of experts on things once or twice a week. Should be good. Should be good. As long as I don't have, technical glitches. As always. Let's see, where are we? Where are we with the lifer? Let's see. I got Lifer up here on this TV. He's got this looks like it says 6 minutes until he goes. So we'll take questions for 6 minutes either via YouTube or via voice. if you're listening. If you're over in the crypto, thanks to the couple of you that are watching in my Telegram room, Striking's Crypto Smackdown. If you're over there, drop over to the DYOR Project's room, and you'll be able to get on Telegram and ask a question live via voice. Otherwise, just drop it in the comments. See if we got any new comments here. Nope. Come on, people. I see you watching. I see you. It's the internet. I can see you. Let's see. Q&A time on DYOR Live. Any questions or comments? Let me know. Join the VC to ask. What else we got? Let's do the crypto bubbles check really quick here. Although you're not seeing that on your screen right now. I'm just sitting here blocking it all. Pepe now down 21% today. Hex recovering a little bit. It only down 21%. People really bought the rumor on that one and selling the news. The rumor was that the Pulse chain was going to launch. The news was not so much. Not so much. No. I got to remember to use be more animated because I use my frames from the video in my thumbnails. And I haven't had a lot of good ones lately. But now I can do this. I can make the YouTube guys that do the O face. I hate those guys. Even one of my favorite streamers, Donut Operator, did it for a while. And I remember him talking about it saying, yeah, it actually works, that the YouTube algorithm would pick out your face being surprised, so they thought it was something more important. People quickly figured that out. Quickly figured that out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look like we have anyone that feels witty enough to come on and talk right now. So we are going to end the day right here. We're going to go find our going out music. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. As always, this week I've been talking about. I guess I got to switch back the view here to talk about this one. Got to throw a plug in there for Jimmy Hex, Hecktown radio station. Runs it on his own website. As they say, Jimmy is a friend of mine and puts out shows on Thursdays and Fridays. Is scheduled for today, Friday, at this Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. 1900 to 21 hours. He has people listening all over the world. So he does it on the 24-hour clock. That's Eastern Standard, not UTC. And then the Friday night Hecktown After Dark is the second 2 hours of that show. And that's from 21 to 23. So from 7 to 9 tonight, heckdown.ca you want to go to. And does he have a Twitter? No, he doesn't. And then from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock tonight is Hecktown After Dark, where it's more of a raw discussion versus the favorite music he likes to play. Good luck on your show, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, there's the Twitter feed right there. Why don't we give that a look real quick? See where it is. There's the Jimmy Heck. Oops. Current owner, operator, and DJ for the Hecktown Radio. He takes donations on Ko-Fi. I don't know where my overlay service went. There we go. Here's Jimmy Heck. Woo, it's been a few good weeks. Old Jimmy's still around. Got a few sticks in the fire, but Hecktown Radio is going strong. All right, Jimmy, good luck. Good luck with your show. And good luck to everybody else. Thank you. Once again, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. I want to thank everybody in the DYOR project for listening to me for the past couple of weeks in their Telegram room. It was a good run. We're going to be moving on to doing other thing, or doing this in other people's Telegram rooms coming up. And we're going to be working on a logo rebrand also at the same time, and our shows will take up a little different format. But me being on the mic in the morning may continue, may switch times and all that, seeing where the demographics go for watching. Let me see. I have all these plans. I have notes to myself how to do things, and it didn't work. I wanted to do the zoom in on that to talk to everybody and say I wanted to thank everybody for paying attention. I did a whole bunch of shows in March. I took April off because I got married and introduced the Mrs. Striking to the mix, otherwise known as Natasha, who is everybody has known for a long time. And then in May here, we've been quite busy. I also want to thank Audit Chain. You're going to see me on their On the Brink podcast. Audit Chain will have announcements coming up about the status of their project, and I'll be on the air hosting those episodes as well. So stay tuned to Audit Chain for the On the Brink series of shows. And it's a project that you should be involved in. I believe they're still soliciting people to be validators and run their nodes for their Pacholi validating system. It's way too long to go over that now, but you'll hear me talk about it a lot. Of course, there'll be videos for it. And of course, just go to the Audit Chain YouTube channel, and there's all of our series there. You can see, well, on the other view, that the episode numbers were running in the corner there. But thank you to Audit Chain for sponsoring our show. They're a Swiss company, and good things are happening in Switzerland in the Crypto Valley there. And I look forward to seeing you guys over there and doing some shows from the Crypto Valley soon. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate the effort you've put into this and listening and commenting all these shows, hundreds of hours of shows that I have now. And we'll see you in the new show in a new place soon enough. Enjoy. Be there.